Hey guys, and welcome back to Katie Cooked What. So for today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make these grilled zucchini and hummus wraps with a ton of extra veggies. They're really flavorful and healthy and tasty, so let's get started. So here's a list of ingredients that you're going to need. Feel free to take anything out or add anything in that you think would be good. Honestly, the cheese is so not that important to this recipe, so if you're vegan, just take it out. These are still going to be really, really good. I also make my own hummus, so I made my own obviously for this video, but you can use store-bought or whatever. I don't have my hummus recipe video up yet, but it will be up very soon, so stay tuned for that. So to start, I'm just slicing up my red pepper. I like to slice mine lengthwise, but I mean you can dice it or do it however you want. And slicing up the tomatoes as well. For the onion, I really like using red in this recipe. I just think it adds something extra, and I like cutting it in longer slices as well. And for the zucchini, I tried to cut mine lengthwise like this the first time, but realized it was going to be way too difficult to do with a knife, so I ended up halving it and then just doing it from there. If you have like a mandolin or something, you could totally use that to slice the entire thing lengthwise, but for those just using knives, I would definitely recommend doing it this way. And you could cut it into circles if you wanted, but I would recommend this over circles just because we are going to be frying it and it's just easier, more surface area, less tedious work for you. Now I'm just laying out my zucchini strips out onto my cutting board, and I'm going to add a little bit of pepper and a little bit of salt onto them. And putting just a little bit of olive oil into a frying pan so that we can cook our zucchini. So now you're just going to want to let your zucchini cook for a few minutes. And while that's happening, I'm going to go ahead and grate my cheese. So after your zucchini has cooked for maybe a minute or two, I'm going to go ahead and flip mine over. You can let yours cook for longer if you want, but I like when mine still has a little bit of a crunch to it, so I only do it for say like 1.5 to 2 minutes per side. And now we're on to assembling our wraps. So to start, I'm just spreading some hummus over top. I added way too much on this wrap, to be honest. Like I said, this is homemade, but you can use whatever you want, store-bought, anything like that. And then you can just go ahead and add all of your vegetables. And at this point, I realized what I always do. I overstuffed the wrap, and I'm going to have to struggle to close it. So add less than I do, because I do this without fail every time I'm making wraps. I never learn. But I will say that these wraps are a little bit more forgiving than other ones, because if you fry them starting with the face side down that is folded over, it will kind of harden and it'll keep your wrap closed a little bit better. But yeah, so we're just frying the wraps for a little bit, only a couple of minutes until they're golden brown and crispy, and then you're gonna flip it over and do the same thing to the other side. Also, I just fry my wraps in whatever olive oil is left from the zucchini. I don't bother changing the pan or anything like that, and it always works just fine for me, in case you were wondering. Okay, so for the cost breakdown, I always overestimate these, and as usual, it is based on Calgary, Alberta prices because that is where I live. If you're ever wondering how I figure this stuff out, so for the tortilla wraps, for example, they are $3.60 for the entire package, and it comes with 10 wraps, but I only used one, so I put 36 cents. The hummus I way overshot because I didn't know if people were going to be using store-bought or what. Like I've mentioned, I make mine at home, and a whole can of chickpeas only cost me $1, and I definitely did not use a whole can of chickpeas on my wraps, but you know. But anyways, I got $3.27 per each serving. And here is what you are left with, some nice golden crispy vegetable filled wraps. They're super good and I hope you guys like them. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!